All right, the time is here. Take advantage. If you're interested in promoting your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News, music, brand, or even yourself, email me, Sam Ant at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for more information. Don't wait. Let's go. Abuse towards women,
Right.
i.e., some of his wives in the past. And not only will they go against the grain and call him out, they'll basically say, no, it's been confirmed. This dude has done this. I mean, they're not even worried about it being alleged or anything. No, he's an abuser. So it's
Right.
wild. And when he said this, Shook Knight, and he's often doing a lot of shock jock type shit now behind bars. He's trying to get a podcast rolling. We know how that works. Salute to him. But this was interesting to me because you see Chris Brown lose opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And here we are with a Dr. Dre who's giving away image awards at the Grammys.
Right.
So what's your thoughts on it? Is it a double standard? It's two brothers, clearly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know if one's shaded darker than the other or one's, but it's interesting. What's your thoughts on that,
Well,
bro?
I'm saying that, and I'm gonna take that back. What I just said a little bit as far as his history, but I want to give a little bit of context. There's actually an article out there, from the brag.com. It says Chris Brown, the timeline of violence towards women.
Okay.
And I'm kind of skimming through it. The first thing he had was obviously the 2009, violent assault towards Rihanna, as they have pictures up there. Then they talk about, he smashed the window and stormed off the set of Robin Roberts' interview and other things. He said he stole a woman's phone, 2012. Um, they said in 2013 he shoved a woman to the ground at a nightclub, leaving torn ligaments in her right knee. Um, he had a third degree assault report filed against him for forcibly ejecting from a bus in 2015. Now, some of the things I think, and the point I'm trying to make is, not to read the whole thing, but
Right.
some things he was accused of, some stuff stuck, some things didn't. Because I'm looking at a lot of this other stuff. It says Chris Brown was accused of so and so, but it was thrown out. This was thrown out. That was thrown out. Even the one more recently, we talked about with Diddy. I don't know if you remember that. About a year or some change ago. We haven't really heard anything from that. Anyway, here's what I'll say. It's definitely, even with that, it's definitely a double standard because you look at Dr. Dre's history as well. I didn't pull that up,
Right.
but you got him pretty much giving out, was it the Image Awards or something like that?
Yeah. Jay-Z got a Dr. Dre award.
A Dr. Dre Award
Yeah.
at the Grammy. So it's 100% a double standard. And I'm, salute Suge Knight for even seeing it. I had never even thought about it.
Me either.
In that aspect of like, damn, like that's real talk. So I'm saying all that to say is that it's an apparent blackballing. And I think Suge Knight was going on to kind of even allude to like that Chris Brown is not in that club. You know what I mean? That the people that sold out or the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, the powers that be.
Yeah.
He was kind of even inching towards that. Like Chris Brown is not a part of that. That's why, he's not getting the opportunities that he should get. Even though he's been through a few things. But what I say is, look, he was 20-something years old. And even these newer, alleged incidents, he's a young man. Yeah, he might have some issues. He might have some problems. But can he change? Can he, put down his problems and maybe, turn into a different man now? Are you going to hold that over for the rest of his life? Because he had a few incidents where things went wrong. So I kind of agree with that aspect. I was even thinking, didn't you say Chris Brown should be, the next Super Bowl? You said Chris Brown deserves a show.
I did.
Probably won't happen.
Probably
But they don't want this dude at an NBA celebrity game. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You got companies and stuff that don't want him, at a basketball game?
Right.
It's clearly an agenda. I don't know. A lot of people like to point to Jay-Z and say that Jay-Z's, he had hand in. Jay-Z is not, is blocking a lot of opportunities. It may be correct because, Rihanna's like Jay-Z's daughter, sister, whatever the case may be. They're very close. And I think that's something that Jay-Z, it's a vendetta that Jay-Z held all these years. So that's kind of how I see the situation, man. Definitely a clear double standard and a blackballing of a sense of Chris Brown.
For sure. I think that even when you laid out the timeline, he broke a window. He didn't hit a woman when he broke that window. he shoved a woman. All right, yeah, he shouldn't
Right.
have shoved that woman, but and I'm not defending him shoving anybody, especially a woman, but you look at it in context in a club being ran up on, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
It's dark, music's playing, you trying to defend yourself. A woman run up on you, let's say she got a bottle in her hand. They don't give context, they just give guilt, right? I think one of the main reasons why Chris Brown, because I think I asked this question a couple of days ago, like why won't they let this particular situation go? I'm not saying it was right, but we talking 12, 13, maybe 14 years ago now, bro.
2009, bro.
That's a long. That's 15 years
That's
ago,
what I'm
man.
saying.
Right? And I think the images, I think the fact that they showed her face, they put that in our face, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't have, but those images live on. Those are Googleable images. Those are images that
Facts.
he
Facts.
won't get away from ever. And I think that really hurt him. Now, why they continue to take it to this level, and a Dr. Dre, like I said, you've had people come on here, and I say allegedly, they said he did it. He is known to do it. And he's giving out image awards. It definitely goes to some type of hierarchy, some type of power play. It's not what you know, it's who you know in this
Absolutely.
industry. So what level of people do Dr. Dre know compared to what level of people Chris Brown have relationships with? Because I'm sure he knows the same people. Whether or not they fuck with him or not remains to be. I mean, clearly remains to be seen and
Right.
is seen, right? So it's a double standard without question. And the interesting question is why. I think, like I said, those images, Rihanna's gotten away from those images. Chris Brown never has,
Probably
and
never will.
he won't.
And the thing is, even going through all this, people can look at it on their free time. It's like how many instances like I had or you had in your life that things probably happen. Not to say necessarily with women, but
Right,
any
right, right.
mad different shit. Could have been in the
What?
club,
Yeah.
out in the parking lot. The difference is his life is under the microscope, so we get to now all publicly get to see all his occurrences of what shit happened. I know I should have shit happen. I've been in people's faces, gotten fights with people, all types
Yeah.
of shit
What?
that happened. But everything we doing is not documented on the internet, so it paints Chris Brown to be a worse person than he really is, in my opinion, because he can't take a shit, he can't fart
Yeah.
without it being a headline. That's another aspect of this that we have to really engage, in my opinion.
Yeah. Does he have anger issues? Maybe, but that doesn't
Right.
demonize him. That shouldn't take away opportunities from him.
Right.
We all got some type of issue, and anger issues should not be demonized to the point where he's losing opportunities and he can't even go to a game and enjoy entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And then participate without there being some type of dark cloud over him. So double standard for sure, and surprised and salute Suge Knight for even calling it out.
Do you think Jay-Z, do you see Jay-Z kind of, taking the noose off the neck of Chris Brown and maybe letting him do the Super Bowl halftime show
Nope.
next year?
Nope. Nope.
Wow.
Because when you say people have said that there could be a chance that Jay Z has his hand in why this Chris Brown hasn't been allowed to let this go, it makes
That's
sense.
the rumor. Yeah.
It's a rumor,
Yeah.
but it's one that makes sense. And I'm not saying it's true. But
Right.
when you align it, okay, I can connect those dots and I can say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because of who and the complexion of how. I think that 100% makes sense. So, no, I never see